It is entirely an accident that I'm reflecting on this passage today. We were invited to choose a reading to reflect on, and I forgot that on Good Friday, 2024, I preached on Jesus' first word from the cross: Father, forgive them. I cannot say what mental hiccup made me write to Peter last month and say, sign me up for the first word. Except that maybe I still need God's help on this one. And maybe you do too. Because I am struggling. Looking at my Lord on the cross, looking at so many other people on crosses in this day. People like Kilmar Abrego Garcia. I haven't wanted to talk about it, but today I don't have a choice. I can't look away from that cross. You've likely heard his story. He is the husband of an American citizen in Maryland, the father of 3 special needs children. He's a member of a union, a sheet metal apprentice. He is also a Salvadoran immigrant who was granted protection from deportation by a judge in 2019. And yet he was arrested and deported in March. He's been convicted of no crime, but our government sent him to El Salvador's terrorism confinement center, a prison so hellish that nation's justice minister said the only way out is in a coffin. The Supreme Court said, bring him home. The administration keeps finding ways to say no. Just yesterday, he was confirmed alive. Many people breathed a sigh of relief, but make no mistake, Kilmar Abrego Garcia hangs on a cross. And he is not alone. In March, our government sent more than 200 migrants to the same Salvadoran mega prison. Most have no apparent criminal records. One of them is Andre Hernandez Romero, a 31-year-old gay man, makeup artist, a lover of theater. The only proof ICE has produced is that he has crown tattoos, which they say are a sign of a notorious gang. His lawyer says the crowns celebrate his years working in the beauty pageant industry. And each crown rests atop the names of his parents, who are the king and queen of his life. Andre Romero hangs on a cross. He may already be dead. Jesus prayed, Father, forgive them, for they know not what they do. What about when they know exactly what they're doing? What do Christians do when our fellow children of God are terrorized by our government in our name? It wouldn't be the first time. From the 1880s through the end of the 1960s, white Americans conducted a terror campaign using lynchings. That is, the public killing of a person without due process, usually by a vigilante mob, often with the participation or the blessing of the police. Nearly 5,000 Americans, most but not all of them black, were killed through this method. Hung from trees, tortured, mutilated, decapitated, burned alive. And what many people don't understand is that the point was never just torturing and removing the actual victims. It was to control and oppress the community around them, to paralyze a whole people with fear. You see, the practice of lynching began after the Civil War, when Black people were finally, briefly, free. But that freedom was untenable for the mass of white Southerners. And so, because, like Latin American migrants in our day, Black slaves were brought to do one thing: provide a subjugated source of labor to fuel the empire's economic prosperity. The moment we dared to be fully human, to say we were American, all the terms changed. We had to be removed. Lynching, this extrajudicial terror campaign, lynching was the way to let Black people know that we would never be free. And so we should leave. Leave everything we had built. Leave or die. In those days, the Ku Klux Klan burned crosses as a sign of their terrible power, as a sign of their willingness to crucify the enemy, if that's what it took to purify the nation. Many of the people under those hoods were government officials. Many were also Episcopalians. I once stood in the beautiful yard of a church in Virginia. Standing there with a priest, he pointed to a tree. It was the town's lynching tree. And good Episcopal members could sit and watch a lynching after a Sunday service. Will we watch now? Will we forgive quickly and move on? Or will we join in doing the holy work of taking people down from crosses? Dear ones in Christ, I imagine the state of this world, the state of our nation in this moment must break God's heart. We are God's beloved creation, and yet we've become so alienated from ourselves, from our siblings in this land, from that which is holy and loving and divine. And I imagine God desperate to extend toward our suffering world. That's the miracle we witness today, every Good Friday. When he is nailed to the cross, Jesus, God, takes the final step across the chasm. And standing there between two known criminals, he stretches his arms to embrace everyone who's ever suffered, been betrayed, or oppressed, or crucified. And I feel him reaching out to you and to me too, and telling us, I am with you. And if you can't forgive, lean into me. I'll do it. And I'm so grateful. For he prays what I cannot. He begs forgiveness when I cannot. It's not my call. Not today. Today I need to sit at the foot of the cross and cry like a baby. I need to witness the anguish of Kilmar Abrego Garcia's 3 special needs children who do not understand why Daddy is not there. And I need to let my heart break for the mothers, like Mary, whose sons will never come home. Today I need to cry out, no more crosses. We're done. Enough. And I need to stand in love and resist the powers who have perfected the art of lynching and terror. The powers who know exactly what they're doing. Father, forgive me, because I cannot yet forgive them. And in this moment, maybe that's not what you're asking me to do.